In today's video, we are going to create an amazing poster design in Photoshop. Grab your mouse as we dive in. First things first, we are going to create a new document. Choose a solid color. Copy this as code. We are going to create another solid color. With the layer base, we are going to select the mask and press Ctrl I to invert. With a soft-turn brush, opacity is set to 100, flow is set to 100, foreground is set to white. And we are going to click once. Reduce the opacity. With the layer selected, Ctrl J to make a copy. Set the blend mode to overlay and reduce the opacity. We are going to create an exposure adjustment layer. Create another solid color. Copy this as code. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. With a soft-turn brush, we are going to reduce the opacity. Foreground is set to white and we are just going to paint some back. Create a new layer with a soft-turn brush. Opacity is set to 100 and we are going to click once. Set blend mode to overlay and reduce the opacity. Now let's grab our asset for this tutorial. We are going to copy this texture, Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. Ctrl T, we are going to transform that. With the layer selected, set blend mode to soft light and reduce the opacity. Holding down the Shift key, we are going to select these layers, copy all of them together, Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. We are going to drop this layer. We are going to select all these layers and press Ctrl G to make a group. Then we are going to lock it so it doesn't distract us. With this layer selected, we are going to press Ctrl J to make a copy. Now we are going to create a curves adjustment layer right above all layers. Reduce the opacity. With this layer selected, we are going to create a hue and saturation adjustment layer clipped onto the layer. Select the color picker and we are just going to match the color and get something red. So we are going to play with the hue and saturation just so we can get something red. Now we are going to apply a color balance adjustment layer, clipped onto the layer. Create a curves adjustment layer. Clip onto the layer. Reduce the opacity. With this layer selected, we are going to apply drop shadow, so we go for blending options. Select drop shadow right here. Opacity is set to 100. We are going to set our angle, distance, size and spread. Close it up, right click, and we are going to create layer. So we are separating the shadow onto a new layer. So we have the shadow layer right here. Right click and convert that into a smart object. Then we go for filter, we are going to apply motion blur. Set angle and radius, and we are going to hit OK. With the layer selected, we are going to create a mask. With the mask selected, with a soft brush, reduce opacity. We set foreground to black, and we are just going to mask out a portion of that. We are going to create a new layer right here. With a soft brush, foreground is set to black, and we are going to paint some shadows. With the layer selected, create a mask. With the mask selected, reduce opacity. Foreground is set to black, and we are just going to mask out a portion of that. So we are just going to brush this way. Grab the texture, select this layer, and we are going to press Ctrl V to paste so it stays above the layer. Ctrl T, and we are going to transform that. We position it right here. With the layer selected, we are going to set blend mode to soft light and reduce the opacity. Create a mask. With the mask selected, press Ctrl I to invert. With a soft brush, foreground is set to white, and we are just going to paint some back. Now we have to reduce the opacity for this layer right here. So we unlock this, select the layer. We're going to take down the opacity. With this layer selected, we are going to create a curves adjustment layer clipped onto the layer so the effect applies solely to the layer. Reduce the opacity. With the layer selected, we are going to create an exposure adjustment layer already clipped onto the layer. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. With a soft brush, foreground is set to white, and we are going to paint some shadows. With a soft brush, we are just going to paint some shadows. Create another exposure adjustment layer already clipped onto the layer. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. Foreground is set to white, and we are going to paint some shadows. With the same technique, we are going to paint some highlight or some shadows. With this layer selected, we go for blending options and we are going to apply drop shadow. So we can just move this and we are going to adjust the shadow itself. We hit OK. We close it up and we are going to right click and create layer. So once again, we are separating the shadow onto a new layer. Right click and convert that into a smart object. Then we are going to apply Gaussian blur. Once we have that, we are going to reduce the opacity a bit. With the layer selected, we create a mask. With a soft brush, we are going to reduce opacity. Forward set to black, and we are just going to mask out a portion of that. We don't need all of that. With an exposure adjustment layer, we are going to paint some shadows. Forward set to white. With a soft brush, we are just going to paint some shadows. With this layer selected, we are going to apply the same technique. We apply a drop shadow to that. And we are going to paint some more shadows. Overall, we are just going to paint some more shadows and finalize everything. Once you have everything in place, you are going to press Ctrl Alt Shift E to merge all layers. Right click and convert the layer into a smart object. Then we'll go for camera raw, so filter camera raw filter. All we are going to do is we are going to play with the camera raw settings until we like the outcome. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope to see you in the next one. Till next time, stay creative.